Hi everyone, this is Martha and I'm a relationship counselor and clinical sexologist. I am just gonna wait a little bit for people to show up, say hi. And I'm in my counseling room called Bamboo, and I have 2 clients today, so just waiting for them to arrive. I have about 45 minutes before my client. And yeah, this is Bamboo. This is where I prefer to see clients. And I use this place called International Building, and there are 5 rooms here, and this is my preferred room. That's my bag, my papers. Just waiting for people to start to show up. So I've been experimenting with different lenses, and it's not really working out for me because they're not working. Trying to create this wide lens kind of effect so that the screen doesn't get blocked off, and I don't really know how to do that. Hello. So I'm making a video today on meant to be. People who are meant to be together or feel that they are meant to be together. And a lot of times people are dependent on whether they decide to be in relationship with someone based on attraction. And they always talk about how strongly attracted they are to someone, as if attraction is the basis of entering into a relationship. And I think we really romanticize attraction so much that actually what we are really saying is we are looking for soulmate connection. Being a spiritual person, I've looked into this. Soulmate connection has to do with, if you believe in past lives, how this person feels familiar because you have maybe shared previous lives with them, and this person may feel familiar, and the past lives you may have shared with this person may or may not be positive. They just feel familiar. And there's also past life karma, and maybe you owe this person something or this person owes you something, and to use attraction, this person feels familiar, as a basis to enter a relationship. I think it's just one aspect of deciding whether to be in relationship with someone. Be together, I'm very attracted to this person, and maybe the two of you like each. Okay, the signal got cut off, and this is what happens when I use the Wi-Fi from the office. So I'm on my mobile Wi-Fi now. I was saying that there are people who feel that they are meant to be based on attraction only, and there are people who base that on people who feel familiar to them, as if there's some kind of past life connection. Maybe if you believe in that, just because you get along with someone, you don't have fights with someone, doesn't necessarily mean you're meant to be together. So we choose someone based on, unfortunately, a lot of times attraction, whether it's physical, mental, emotional. We're attracted to this person, and we seem to think that this attraction is supposed to last us for a lifetime, and so we keep going around looking for someone we have a strong attraction to, as if this attraction diminishes or reduces the fact that we all need to improve our communication skills and speak for ourselves, be advocates for ourselves. So what happens when two people who are very different come together? They are probably on their best behaviors, and there are elements of hiding the shadow side of you that you are not willing for other people to see, because you want them to like you. You're on your best behavior. So people will say, yeah, but I was myself. But if you really want to be honest, you were showing your best self. And in a long-term relationship, the true colors will start to show. And this is when this meant to be is kind of a facade. If you're meant to be, it doesn't mean that everything is supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be attracted, and so everything is smooth. You're meant to be. It's almost like this meant to be is now covering not just attraction, but also your ability to be social with someone, to get along with people. And there's this almost like this dismissive side of the need to compromise and negotiate in all relationships. If your partner is not able to read your mind, if your partner is not willing to give you what you want, then suddenly you are not meant to be. As if any slight difficulty in the relationship means that you are not meant to be suddenly. And so when you commit to someone, what is this meant to be? Meant to be based on attraction, based on being able to get along, based on having the same interests, hobbies, values, based on not having fights, based on being able to resolve conflicts or differences. So you can begin to see that this meant to be is really very, very confusing. So what actually happens when people enter into a relationship and all of a sudden they are in a long-term relationship, so they evolve? What happens when someone is evolving at a so-called higher pace, faster pace, and the other person doesn't feel like it, that is not evolving? This is again another misconception. If you are in a couple relationship, a lot of times love is actually a decision that you make. It's a choice, it's a commitment. And when you're committed to this person and life happens, opportunities arise, and you guys might evolve in different ways. One might become more spiritual, the other might become more social or more sporty. And what about the other person who is not of the same wavelength, doesn't have the same interests or hobbies, or just not interested? So this is when meant to be doesn't mean suddenly it's not meant to be. I feel this relationship, just like our relationship with ourselves, does evolve. The commitment to the relationship actually gets the couple to stay together. And in order to stay together, communication is important in the sense that you update each other. Even if you're not very interested, you are interested in the person that you're with, you're in relationship with this person. You make an effort to see in the positive way, as in, what is it about this thing that my partner is now into that I can learn from it? Maybe there's something in there that will support me in becoming a better person. And so the evolution of the relationship goes on and on and on and on. So this misconception again of meant to be just really makes things really difficult. I feel we throw around this meant to be without any willingness to put in any effort into the relationship. We throw around meant to be to mean attraction is there, and when attraction is not there, we are not supposed to be together. Meant to be as in if we fight, we're not meant to be together. So things like that. Love is a decision, is a commitment, and love takes effort. We put in effort to keep in touch with our friends. Do you actually start off with the career that you're in with meant to be? You started off with an interest in it, curiosity about this profession that you're in. Then you study it, you attend courses, you become better at it. And what used to be difficult becomes really easy. And then you hone your skills even more. And then it becomes something that you really start to feel goes into flow, and then maybe goes into passion. So I'm comparing meant to be with what is the career that you're meant to do. A lot of times the career that we choose to be in starts off as an interest, something we are interested in doing, and then we learn about it, we get better in it, and we may even start to excel in it. And this is when we start to think that we are meant to do this work, that this work is a calling. It starts off as an interest, and we already have a natural aptitude. So similarly, when it comes to relationship, you have an attraction to someone. It does not mean that it doesn't need any effort. Just like we learn about how to hone our craft, the courses that we attend and trainings and degrees to become expert, subject matter expert. Similarly, you have an attraction to someone, you have an interest, you need time to get to know that person, and then you face difficulties, obstacles in the communication, and then you maybe go for workshops, maybe you go for counseling, maybe you read books to get better in understanding your partner, understanding how to be a better partner. And this is when relationships become maybe easier, not just in relating to your specific partner, but also in relating to people at large, people in general. So again, this meant to be is really something that I feel really does a number on all of us. So I just want to elaborate on what I've been saying so far with a little story, I guess. So recently, somebody contacted me out of nowhere, not a client, and asked what happens in a relationship when one person evolves and they worked on themselves, gone for counseling, therapy, and healed a lot of their childhood wounds, and the attraction that they have with their partner is no longer there. So my answer is that people stay together for many reasons, including commitment, including shared memories, children, shared finances, and the same common goal, for instance, of retirement, and interest, hobbies. So you may stay together with someone who is not supporting you in your spirituality, in your evolution. And frankly, I have to say that some of these people who are into spirituality, who feel that they are more evolved than their partner, they may be, not all of them, they may be coming from ego, meaning I'm better than you now. And yes, this is exactly what I'm saying. And so I feel that while you are busy going ahead with your evolution or your working on yourself, don't forget that you are in a relationship that involves compromise, that involves negotiation, that involves actually holding on to your partner and bringing your partner up with you, supporting your partner, giving your partner time and space. And their evolution may not happen the way you want them to be, meaning not as fast as you would like, but that's love. Love is patience. And yeah, so not forget that by actually looking at your partner and thinking your partner is not as intellectual, not as evolved, not as spiritual, not as open-minded, not as educated, you're coming from ego. You're judging your partner. And then you say, oh yeah, I think, there was a time I was attracted to her and then now I'm not. And so I don't think we are meant to be. So meant to be becomes something that you use to kind of escape, kind of give yourself a cop out, and because you don't want to put in the effort anymore. And it's it really does a number of us this meant to be. People who say things like we have incompatible sex drive, so we are not meant to be together. Even if you find someone who has the same sex drive as you, their sex drive is going to change. And does it mean you're not meant to be then anymore? That's what I'm trying to say. It's like as long as it's easy and convenient, we are meant to be. As long as it's not cool and fun and happening anymore, we're not meant to be. And that is a really, I don't know how to put it, that's a really limiting way of seeing the world. It's really not very mature, I feel. And this meant to be, I feel we should just throw it away. It's very much on how much effort you're willing to put into the relationship, very much about how you are willing to show up. It's not going to be a bed of roses. I often see relationships as almost like being in a workshop. You are in a personal development workshop where you are learning things about you, where your partner is your mirror. Your partner calls you out on the stuff that you don't want to face. And it's a constant evolution of you working on yourself, your partner realizing, working on themselves. When you shift, they start to shift. Maybe not immediately, but they definitely start to shift. And this willingness to constantly be in dialogue and constantly be engaged with each other, this is actually really fun. You think you know someone, but there are all these facets of someone. You can actually go deeper and deeper with that person. And so meant to be is really something we should just throw out the window. So this is Martha talking about debunking meant to be, basing meant to be on attraction, on getting along with each other, on same sex drive, on same wavelength, on same values, is just a cop out on the actual work that needs to be done in getting real with someone. Love is very much a commitment and a path. It's a path of the brave. And without the skills, it can be challenging. This is why I encourage people to read books, to go for workshops, to go for counseling, so that they become better and better in navigating their relationships, just like the way we train ourselves to become good at what we do in our career. So this is Martha of Eros Coaching, and recently I've been very inspired to put out more workshops, and I'm going to be putting out more workshops. Tomorrow I have a workshop called The Art of Deep Listening, and that's a lot of people coming already, and many workshops coming up. I am planning to now do a monthly Tantra session in Singapore, and yeah, I look forward to you guys supporting me. I've found a space that I can now run workshops, which is not that expensive, and I'm gonna be posting more events. So do check out my website. That's eroscoaching.com/events. So that's my website, and yeah, I look forward to having your support. So So bye for now. This is Martha.